All right, I am here with Jerome, my good friend, meditation guru, master, fitness guru. I call him the Jacked Yogi. We're here in beautiful La Jolla during sunset. Totally non-strategically choosing the golden hour to film this because we ain't concerned about looking good. He's been helping me work on some things. He's an amazing coach, and I always talk about how the outside is a reflection. Life is a reflection for the inside. What is waiting to be felt, what lessons are waiting to be learned. That takes some deep self-awareness sometimes, that it's easier sometimes to do it with somebody else holding that space. Jerome kind of helps me, and the thing is, when there's a perceived problem, like I feel unhappy with my relationships, or I feel unhappy with my health, or unhappy with my success, the tendency is to try to go fix that problem. Really, the root is there's some internal lesson or something that's not being felt through or learned. Emotions we're not willing to feel. I heard from somewhere, there's this question you ask yourself all the time: what am I unwilling to feel?
Yeah.
You know, some of you may know I've been putting happiness and self-growth and self-love first beyond any other goals, trying to go goalless for some time now. And we worked on certain things today where I've always had gut issues, manifests, so maybe TMI as bloating. I'm sure you're wanting to know this stuff, but also as just different emotions locked in there, guilt and shame, what's been working and what sometimes we can run into blocks, like what's been happening?
Well, we did something a little bit different. There are inner processes of transformation where you can go into your inner child, and those are helpful. Go into your shadow, and that is all helpful. Do the inner work. But what we did this time, we went to those places to create the heaviness, the tensions, the tightness, the shadow, without giving it a name, bringing awareness there. In that very place of tension, tightness, pain, or discomfort, acknowledge part of you that is aware that you are aware of that awareness, and just relax. Acknowledging that along with whatever pain or discomfort is there. When you relax and allow that awareness to be present also, that invokes the grace, light, the healing, the transformation, the harmony and balance, the resolving of the subtle and unconscious tensions, the integration of that pain into a useful source of energy for your mind, body, and spirit.
It's just mindfulness, really, at a deep level. We could take something simple like what I had this morning. I had some soreness in my traps for whatever reason, slept the wrong way. Simple, right? We're not going into any deep emotional thing yet. Just a simple thing. Maybe a lot of you can relate to this. I want that to go away. I think what I was confused of at first was, okay, become aware of it. All right, I'm aware of it, but it's getting worse. Why is it getting worse? Because in my awareness of it, I'm really wanting to change it or fix it. I want to resolve it right away, make it go. I don't want this to be there. Yeah, I'm aware of it, but I'm aware of it with this kind of pointed, almost judgmental focus. Like, I don't want you to be there. What happens then is when you focus on it, it expands and it actually gets worse. It's almost like, you tell a kid, I don't want you. He may start crying more,
Right.
Like, and it's kind of like that. What you're helping me with is saying hi to it, accepting that it's there. And this is kind of really tricky, really subtle. It's just, I'm still struggling with it, honestly. I'm getting it in bursts. But it's like when I accept it, and say, okay, that's there, and just allow it to be without looking for that. What is the me that perceives that pain? If the pain is there, who perceives the pain? When I let it be, suddenly it's apparent that I'm not the pain. I'm the one who perceives the pain, who's aware of the pain without trying to be aware of it. And that's so tricky. That's so tricky, right? It's so subtle.
Yeah, because see, we're conditioned to have an expectation, to have a goal, to make something happen. As a matter of fact, how many times have we heard, especially as entrepreneurs, if you don't do something, you don't make it happen, it's not going to happen.
Right, it's that force instead of flow.
Yeah,
right?
But in the realm of healing, energetic spirituality, manifestation, that does not work that way. For healing, transformation, empowerment, there's a letting go and allowing that invokes that presence that moves and breathes all creation into being, is causing the sun to shine, the waves in the ocean, the breeze, the sunrises and sunsets. That source that moves and breathes all creation with that much power, beauty, grace is harnessed by our very consciousness. Consciousness is what causes all of that.
Right.
And wherever we place our consciousness without the agenda of expectations, judgments, wanting things to be different, then that source that creates that harmony and balance in all life creates the harmony and balance in your body. Most people don't understand is wherever you bring your consciousness within your body or outside of my body, when I'm thinking of my brother right here and I can think of him with no judgment, totally relaxed and open without resistance or tensions, and think of his pain and then relax, he feels the pain dissipate.
I really did. And like, this is like something that for those of you who are, secular and don't want to, we can call this God, the universe, the divine source, consciousness, awareness. It's really, in a secular way, it's just being present, in the deepest way, it's being mindful.
Yeah.
And I did notice that, like, when it was kind of amazing, like, because I've heard of this, and when I wasn't able to do this by myself with the pain in my traps, for example,
I just put my awareness on it.
He just put his awareness on it. He felt that tension in his traps, on his equivalent trap.
I felt it here, and I feel it other places in the body. But wherever I feel it, it doesn't really matter. And so when I think of if I think of you, or when you think of somebody, and you can feel the tension and the pain that they're going through, and then change your physiology by relaxing, surrendering, opening. As soon as we do that, then the transformation happens. Physically on the level, they'll feel the difference. It helps them spiritually to shift their consciousness. And it's invaluable in our transformation for each other. And if you have kids, it's painful to see them go through some hardship. When you can do this for them, it creates a space and helps them to release.
Well, and it's amazing. When he felt it in his body, he relaxed in his body. I completely lost all pain. I felt it was amazing. It's kind of like there was this David Blaine trick with Jamie Foxx.
Open your eyes. Did you feel anything?
Yeah.
What did you feel?
What?
You talk now.
Now, David Blaine's a magician and an illusionist, but there's some experiences that...
He might know something about that. I don't know. I want to go study with David Blaine.
Yeah.
I want to go pack my bag. Where is he, in Vegas?
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's tremendous. But like, this is more than magic. This is, and that's the thing. Like, we are all forced to make it happen, do it, control it. And there's some validity sometimes in that, but we're not really taught how to allow things to happen. We're not really taught how to just let it be. And the most challenging thing for me in doing this work is because I want to go in and, okay, I feel these emotions, I feel these things. I want to heal it. I want to get rid of it. I want to resolve it, man. I want to get it done. This agenda, and it's a well-intentioned agenda, but it's still an agenda, and it makes it actually harder, more challenging. And I noticed that when I let go of that and I'm just present with it without overly focusing on it, and that's the key, it just kind of resolves itself.
It resolves. The wanting to get to resolve it. Usually we're trying to solve the problem on a low dimensional level, really. That's what's happening.
Speaking of high dimensions, look at that sunset.
We're resolving the problem on a higher dimension.
But how do I apply this in my day-to-day life?
Okay, first of all, you have to understand your thoughts, your feelings and emotions, your beliefs have just as much power and influence over your health and your environment as your diet, which you put into your body, and how you arrange your house. And what's in your environment. So knowing that, I like to use the example of lemons. If you can change our thinking, the most powerful thing we can do is know how to change our thinking. That's what we're doing at the core of our being, but it's not done by willful effort. If you're using willful effort, you're gonna get frustrated. It's not gonna work all the time. You're bringing your head against the wall. But imagine, you have this lemon, you swallow a lemon, this lemon is more sour than the first time you ever tasted a lemon before, and this lemon is so sour, your mouth is watering. And if you think about it hard enough, you can feel the salivary glands activate. If you can make salivary glands activate just by your intention, your thinking, what if you can use that same power to activate the healing systems in your body? That's just for healing the body. You can tap into that healing intelligence. That's what we're doing here. What we're also doing is everybody's been in love, and you've been so in love with somebody that you are willing, and you did things that you would not do normally. And you look back and you say, why did I do that thing? It was because you were in love. It was easy to do. You were wanting and ready, willing, able.
When you feel you can conquer the world, in the honeymoon period of love,
right.
It's all there.
Now, you say that's because you love that person. What if that's not the only way to access it? What if you can tune in to that source of infinite potential, boundless energy within you, and create that momentum, that shift, that motivation,
So how can people at home, on a very practical, simple level, to get started in this process? Because it's challenging for me too, even just, well, I'm aware, but it's not going away. Am I putting in effort? Am I not? Am I, like what's something
Breathing.
they can do? Like,
So I usually start with the breath, because the microcosmic aspects of your breathing is the same principles we're using on the macrocosm to create healing and transformation in our lives on the general level.
so on the simplest way, and what they can do with the exercise of being breathe, just to get started with this.
So like right now, relax and just notice how you're breathing. Just allow the natural ebb and flow of the breathing to arise.
Doing it right now.
Don't control the breath.
Don't control it.
Do not control the breath. Just let the natural ebb and flow of your breathing arise. That means your breathing may be shallow, it may be deep, it may pause or even stop, but whatever arises with the breath, let that be okay. And as you're allowing that experience of being breathed, allow the felt sense of that experience of being breathed to be felt through the whole body, through the brain and the spine, the arms and legs. And that cooling, restoring experience that you're feeling with the breath through the nose and lungs, feel that palpably through the bones and muscles, nerves and cells of the body, all at once. Your whole being, all at once. Relax, allowing that experience of being breathed. I want you to notice I'm using that phrase, being breathed. I'm using that phrase, being breathed, because if you let go of all effort in breathing, breathing naturally happens. And you're just noticing as you are being breathed, that source that is breathing your breath is that same source that's causing the sun to shine. Sun rises and sun sets. Waves in the ocean, the breeze that causes flowers to bloom and trees to grow. That nurtures and nourishes all life. Now as you relax and allow that experience of being breathed by that source that moves and breathes all creation, wherever you bring awareness in breathing, you're allowing the flow of that life force to restore, rejuvenate, regenerate that area. Now here's what I mean, that this is a microcosm of this greater principle at work. When you bring your awareness now to a place where you feel the most tension or tightness or restriction in the body, or you think about the thing that you're wanting to manifest that is not here yet, when you bring your awareness to it, notice what happens with your breath. Your breathing becomes shallow. It may be labored or forced. It might even stop altogether. And so you just relax and let that be okay, and just open to that source that moves and breathes all creation to breathe you into being in those very areas in the body that tightened, until that area relaxes, opens, and feels restored, rejuvenated with the breath. Just by allowing. Now, you're not doing this work, you're allowing this to happen.
That's the key subtle part, because you can do all this, and if you're still feeling like you're doing it or controlling it, it doesn't really work. It becomes frustrating. You kind of allow it to happen, and you start with a very simple thing. Just go back to being breathed. If it's shallow, it's shallow. If it's deep, it's deep.
Yeah,
And you're just,
letting the natural ebb and flow of your breathing.
And I think that's a great, what you said about manifestation, because there's so much stuff about manifestation out there. And yeah, we are going to get a little woo-woo here. And, about, okay, I want the new job or the new spouse or the new whatever, and we focus on it, but it's not coming. And, okay, what you focus on expands. Let's focus on it. Let's visualize it. That's basic ABC kindergarten. This is PhD level stuff where, okay, think about what you want to manifest. When you think about it, how does your breathing change? Observe that, because it's not about the thing. It's about you. It's about what lesson you're not learning. It's about how you're not healing and moving into happiness. What is not becoming or coming is just a reflection in the mirror of what is blocked in you. The brilliant way you put it, I think, is see where your body tensions up. See where your breath is blocked or stops or gets faster or slower. And then move into that part. It could be, right now it's my hand because I've been holding this iPhone for the last 15 minutes. And then see if you can relax that. Not even relax it, allow it to be relaxed. Breathe, notice how your breath slows or stops. See what happens and allow yourself to relax and be with it, I think, until there's a felt sense of it. It feels at ease. And if it doesn't, that's okay. That's completely okay. Like you don't have to, you can't really make it go to ease. You just got to be with it. I think it's a great thing to notice.
Just as you allow that experience of being breathed to happen from that same source where the breath arises from, now you could open up to what's the next step, and just relax and open, and it'll give you an awareness of a wisdom on what to do next, or an empowerment, an attitude to take on that amplifies that energy that you're putting out. It might even give you an action step to do. So I'm not saying as you do this, we just sit back and we do the meditation, let spirit breathe, and everything's gonna happen. Because though that might happen sometimes spirit comes in ways, and the way is made like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it comes to you and gives you the momentum and the energy, the power and the strength to do the thing that you need to do.
This is relating to, in other videos, I've talked about being before doing, and I've talked about synchronicity. When you connect to that being through being breathe, which is very similar actually when I did Vipassana meditation, this Buddhist meditation years ago, it's literally just allowing your breath to be. When I do practice that, oh my God, just focus right here and allow it to be. If it's shallow, it's shallow. If it's deep, it's deep. And it calms my mind, but that takes you into being more and more. The more you can get into being with whatever is, whatever blocks, whatever there may be in, your life, yourself, what you're trying to manifest, whatever, your partner, the more you're at peace with yourself and the more you're in synchronicity with the universe, things just synchronistically happen. You're guided to the right action, not from a place of the head that I know I often deal with, oh, I should be doing this, like shitting on myself. The guilt and obligation, I should be doing this. I really should be applying to jobs. I really should be taking out the trash today. It could be anything, right? Like
Right.
it's from an intuitive place where that arises like, oh, you know what? The only thing that matters right now is I want to go take a walk for 10 minutes. And then when I take a walk, I meet this person who gives me this idea for this next script I'm going to write. And then my agent calls me and then boom, 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 boom. In the middle, you know what? I want to eat healthy today. I'm going to make this green smoothie. And it just flows. And it just kind of flows. And you're still doing all these actions. But you're not doing it from a place of force. You're doing it from a place of source and not a place of force. You're doing it from a place of flow, from a place of being and not from a place of doing, from a place of allow and not from a place of control.
Yeah, you are being moved and breathed by that source of movement and breathes all creation into being, and creating the harmony and balance in the variables, putting them in the places so that they're unfolding your highest and greatest good.
To sum up, go sit down, put your attention maybe right here under the nose and just allow yourself to be breathe. And as you allow yourself to be breathe, your attention will go to all the aspects of your body, all
Right.
the bones, the muscles, the joints, everything.
Or you can just call us up and we'll lead you through the
You could
practice. You can come on a retreat.
Yeah, you could do that too. I'm one of his students on the retreat here. So if people want to find you, what's your website? Where can they find you, Jerome?
MindBodyFitSD.com.
MindBodyFitSD.com. He does private coaching sessions. If you just listen to the meditation, the simple being, breathe, and allowing, just try it. Experiment with it. It takes 5 minutes, Let us know. Subscribe, like, and comment below. I really want to know. We want to know what your experience is. Is this a bunch of crap? Is this not working? Anything is okay. We're okay with anything. If not, what more clarifications I can give? Are there any other questions I can answer? So do comment, actually. I want this to be an engaging thing. All right. Thank you
Thanks. That was good.
for watching. We'll talk to you soon. I'd love to hear what you come up with. You can share it in the comments below. If you would like to subject yourself to more of me talking about my feelings, you can subscribe, but just know you have been